All right, it should be live. I'm gonna check it real quick, and then we can start talking about the things that matter, like
Hmm.
Joe Brandon giving us cancer.
Joe Biden gave me cancer.
Not really, but this is where we do our rightward turn. I don't even.
Subscribe to my Patreon to find out more.
Oh God, yeah. It's. I feel like I'm in that kind of mood. Anyway,
Yeah.
so when we play, I'm just gonna call us Skull Bros. That's my branding for this shit.
Okay. I like it.
Okay. Hey, when you get here, I want a thumbnail of you and me, like looking bro-ish. You
Okay.
know, back. You know, go back to back.
Back to back, bro.
All right, I'm gonna give you an invite when you're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. I'm going to invite you to team, and I'm going to set the mission to kill all these people in this base. We're looking for a Bugatti and high quality women. That's
Someone steal your Bugatti.
oh, my Bugatti is gone, yo.
Along with your apes.
Oh God! All right, you're so much big. You are so much bigger than me.
Yeah, he's a chunky guy.
All right. How do we?
I'm not even sure what's going on under that armor.
Okay. All right. I'm just
I don't
gonna.
know if he's a skeleton or what.
All right. I'm gonna back that thing up, and
I'm gonna try and rotate to match your axis.
I don't know why I find this so funny.
Maybe if we got a more level ground here.
No, I like this completely uneven.
All right. Okay.
It just shows how not like confident these guys are. like whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, I kind of like that.
All right.
Yeah, whatever. This.
Wait for my idle pose to kick back in.
All right, maybe it would be a little bit. Yeah. All right, that's good enough. Okay, I'm fine with this. There we go. All right. So we have a screenshot. Joe Biden gave you cancer of the spirit. You are now I don't know, opposed to capitalism.
Gave me freedom cancer of the freedom.
Is that just Havana syndrome?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Now, I know this is not on the itinerary because I have a number of things sloshing around in my head, but I know you being a conspiracy buff.
Oh yeah.
I know that you have heard of Havana syndrome and have an opinion.
Yeah.
So please, please.
Yeah.
Entertain me.
Yeah. My opinion is that for lack of a better word, I think it is a kind of hysteria.
Okay.
Yeah, of the type, like you get those, were they multiple chemical sensitivity people or like the Morgellons people or any number of things where
you are breaking my brain.
Do you know about?
I know nothing
about Morgellons.
I don't know what a Morgellon is.
I don't know.
Are they friendly?
Morgellons. I actually don't know how it's pronounced, but it's this phenomenon where people will say that they're developing like lesions or sores on their skin, and that they're finding fibers inside them. Right.
Okay.
Now, yeah. Now the general consensus by medical professionals is that it's is that it's a problem that exists inside the brain.
Okay.
That, people are convinced that there's like stuff under their skin. They're scratching, creating lesions.
Okay.
And then the lesions are collecting like dirt and stuff because they're basically keeping them open because they're constantly picking at them looking for, these Morgellons fibers.
So the Morgellons are the fibers in the wound, or the lesion in that, is that the thing in the person, or in the head rather? The delusion. I'm trying to think of the best way to word this.
The fibers are the main thing. They're convinced that they're like these fibers that are getting in them and that are causing these sores.
Okay.
Right? And you could probably find some overlap with like chemtrail people.
Okay.
And stuff like that, because of course there's no cause for it, because again it's not a real disease, right? I mean, it falls under an umbrella of
mental illness,
psychiatric disorders, where you think there are things that are wrong with your body that aren't.
Okay.
Yeah, like that weird thing where like you're convinced that you're dead. You think you're like a rotting dead body.
Oh, I've not heard of that either.
Yeah, it's pretty out there. Or other, like what you might call hypochondriac.
Okay,
stuff,
yeah,
where you're
okay.
convinced you've got a disease.
Okay.
Only in this case, it's it's not a real disease.
I feel like we've been sidetracked. I asked for Havana syndrome, and you gave me Morgellons.
Morgellons. I just think it's kind of similar to that. Only it does have this kind of I don't know, foreign paranoia thing behind it.
State Department capitalizing maybe a little bit.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, doing that, like the government does with like UFOs and stuff. When they play really coy and they're kind of like, oh, I don't know, maybe it is real. What do we know?
I guess we need to move the decimal point on the defense budget again.
Yeah, exactly. To defend against UFOs or whatever. So, they have a vested interest in, I think, in letting people believe that they're being shot with microwave rays or whatever they think is going on with Havana syndrome, quote unquote.
Okay.
But yeah, for my money, not real.
Not real?
Fake.
Okay. All right, because that's something that pops up every now and then, and I remember it and forget about it. It's one of those things that it actually showed up in my news feed. Like, I forget what the title of the article was, but it was something like, blah blah, talking about Havana syndrome, or Havana syndrome strikes again.
Yeah, it just keeps cropping back up.
It keeps cropping back up. Yeah. And one of the people that are on Thursdays, they have this guy, his name's Brandon Sutton, and he's really into conspiracy theories. And I think Havana syndrome is like one of his favorite things to make fun of. And and it's one of those things, like, I got to ask Brent about this because I know he's got an opinion.
Yeah.
So it's something to do with like sound wave, like it's like some sort of like sonic weapon, is my understanding, or like,
yeah, like infrasound or something.
Okay, is that essentially like sound that like we can't hear but is there?
Yeah, it would be ultra low frequency.
Okay, so they're getting hit with like the poop sounds, the things that make you poop yourself.
Yeah, the Russians or Chinese or
it's the Chinese now. Thank you.
For it. Yeah, it's the Chinese now. They have secret infrasonic weapons that they're using, I guess, against just random State Department employees.
Yeah. All right. I have a new not so secret weapon. I'm gonna explode.
Ooh.
Yeah, I have incarnate abilities now.
Look nasty.
Yeah. And
these jerks.
So periodically, I'm just going to explode the darkness all over them.
Sounds good. Sounds like a skull thing to do.
Yes. Except
skull, bro.
It is real in the sense that it is in a video game.
Right.
And I can also put us in bubbles.
Ooh.
And I can summon an eyeball from the eyeball dimension.
Oh yeah, I know those guys, the eyeball guys.
Actually,
Yeah, they're all right.
the eyeballs from the eyeball dimensions. Well, this is like one of the lackeys. I've got so much shit going on anyway.
What? Oh.
I don't know if I need to have like line of sight on you to do that. Like a little like purple, like silvery life buff on you. I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I'll try to keep line of sight.
okay. I don't know if it breaks. Actually, it'd be an easy way to determine. Stand around this corner. Like,
Oh.
okay, I can't see you right now.
Okay.
So we like line of sight has been broken. Maybe I need to be so close to you. I don't know what it is. What is this? Spirit ward. Okay. I guess I could read, but blah. Anyway. So, oh shit. I'm going to have to explode. There's a big mess of shit. Oh dear God. There is so much shit.
Oh goodness. All right.
There is no hope for us.
I got this purple guy.
I would like to explode. Did I get anybody?
Did you?
I'm gonna put that guy in timeout. I think I finally got my singularity to where I could use it. That guy should not be attacking us right now. Yeah, he's unaffected. This other boss.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I finally used that.
Nice.
I finally had a use to use it. Or an opportunity, rather. Words are hard. Alright, so as soon as I fight this guy, I want to tell a story. When this guy's dead, I want to tell a story. So maybe I can actually kill him and tell a story. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on, like swirling bits and everything. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't really know what my powers do anymore.
A lot going on visually.
I don't know. Okay, this guy can be affected again.
He started throwing furniture at me or something.
That was provocation enough. Guy hit you with a sofa.
Like a cable spool.
Okay.
Some kind of rolling cart.
Yeah, I like all the various things that, like, you know, get thrown. Oh, both my knights died? Those fuckers. So I guess we haven't talked in like a couple weeks.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, it's been a minute. So I feel like I have this slurry of bullshit in my brain, and I feel like there is some level of connection to it, or maybe it's just, you know, an old man. Is this just what an old man like rant is?
It could be.
Like, it's is this just oldness coming through?
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure. So, like, the thing that really put, I don't know, 2 and 2 together, for my topics today, was I watched this movie on Netflix called Emily the Criminal. It's got Aubrey Plaza in it. Like, she's the main person. There's some other people. I recommend the movie, but like the kind of main thing about the movie is that everybody is fucking attacking us in our room, and I feel like every single time I start to tell a story, longbow people come out of everywhere. But that being said, so it's about this lady that has as much student loan debt as I do, which makes me feel bad. She barely has more student loan debt than I do, and she starts doing crimes to pay off her student loan debt, and it's actually a really good movie. I really enjoyed it. It's good. I don't want to like ruin anything, but that's like the main thing. And also, there's a job interview scene that I didn't realize was from that movie that I had already seen. That's pretty funny and also like sad. That I recommend. But I really liked the movie, and that just kind of put me in the headspace of like thinking about like crime and student loans, and like also I watched an interview on The Breakfast Club where Eric Adams, mayor of New York, got served his lunch by another lady that I follow online, Olamide Olurin. She is a police and prison abolitionist, like activist, YouTuber, defense lawyer, and she kind of whooped his ass on The Breakfast Club, and it was pretty awesome.
Nice.
And like she went after him about like the whole like New York City crime narrative that really kicked off like a couple years ago, like during the 2022 elections, no, the 2020 elections, where like you had a bunch of Democrats talking about, you know, we need to refund the cops because everywhere in America defunded the police, and there was a crime wave. Yeah. And I'm saying it this way because like I know that you've said things, but we've never really talked about crime. But like you have said things that have led me to believe that you just want to rant about like this crime wave bullshit narrative.
Oh yeah, the made up crime wave.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is at least more real than Havana syndrome.
Right. And the crime does in fact happen.
Yes.
And people can in fact meet it.
Yeah, and there was more crime like under COVID, like it did peak. So, and particularly like I think it was like murders and so forth, because people were trapped in their fucking house together and so forth, and people were drinking themselves, you know.
Yes.
Happy.
Yeah, a lot of socially maladaptive things were going on.
Yeah. I have found some more. We will come back. I am going to save you. Here I come to save the day. So it's just, you know, this like slurry of crime and grumpy people at the Chinese buffet who are armed. Horrible things going on in the world that are not described as crimes. But there, you know, there has to be long drawn out procedures to determine if crime is going on. So yeah, it's just, you know, I've got like a slurry in my head, and you know, if at any point in time, if anybody wants to jump in, you just jump in, including future people, you know, zombies. If you want to go, you talk about how you're afraid about, you know, ladies getting punched in the face in New York City, or them, you know, them getting punched or pushed in front of like subways or something, which I hear is a horrible thing.
You can talk about how you can't even walk around the cities you don't live in anymore.
Was that an Onion title?
Yeah, if it's not,
That
if it's
should
not, I take
be.
credit for it.
All
But
right. I think you need to work on that. You need to work for the Onion.
I'll write some headlines for him.
All right. Wait, we got it. We got some more back this way.
Okay.
In that, in their their jail system up here, they've got some longbow people up here.
Oh, this way.
Yes, this way.
Aha.
Hee hee. Where's my attack button? There it is. But like, I guess to really start with, you know, the thing that made me sad in this movie, the student loans, which is a thing that exists in our household. Hi, Squid. So,
Hello, Squid.
welcome to the shit show. So for those of you unaware, the Joe Biden had like he just announced the new student loan repayment RPG rules yesterday.
The new supplement.
There's been an expansion pack to the student loan repayment plan that was announced yesterday, and they're really like. Did you hear anything about this?
Yeah. Does it have to do with the public service loan forgiveness? Is that a big part of it?
I don't know. The big takeaway that I took was basically it's more of this: if you've been paying for 20 years, but you like had actually I don't fucking know. It has to do with like interests, like cutting interests if you took out more and then you owe more now. I wish Jess was here because she would actually be able to explain this more because she understands the money magic element of this.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah, because there's a lot of like jargon that I am just I have to think about principles and compound interest and forbearance and deferment and all of this whatnot.
Yeah.
But we're talking about this last night at dinner time, supper time, and it's like she's trying to describe this to me, and I'm trying to read something in an article, and we're like, what does this even mean?
Yeah, what does all gobbledygook mean?
Like what does this mean? The only thing that I know is it is like, oh, this doesn't apply to us, like for whatever reason. So it fucking made both of us depressed last night.
Well,
like,
sure.
Because it's like apparently it has taken Joe Brandon 4 years to do nothing for my family. In fact, when it comes to student loans, for me personally, Donald Trump has, God damn it, I'm going to say it. Donald Trump has done more for me when it comes to student loans. He has, because he turned them off, and Uncle Joe turned them back on.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep. Now, it doesn't make me feel good to say that, but that's the fucking truth.
Yeah.
Now, Joe Biden's, I'm glad that he has done things like, canceling student loans for people who've been paying for like 20 years. I am glad that has occurred. And anybody, anybody that has their student loans forgiven, that doesn't hurt me. Mm-hmm. Like someone getting help or, getting their golden ticket, that doesn't hurt me. Like, if anything, it actually makes me think, well, gosh, golly darn, I might get a golden ticket one day. Like, it's at least proof of concept.
Right. Yeah, it's a thing that can happen.
But there is nothing but, like, false fucking hope. And I cannot describe the sheer anger that me and Jess had last year when we thought we were going to have 40 grand canceled, 20 grand for her, 20 grand for me, you know, for those of you who struggle with math. And the Supreme Court just said, nah.
Yeah.
Nah. But you know, we can continuously send arms to other countries, both to people who are defending themselves and people who are saying they are defending themselves.
Money that they use to buy weapons from American weapons manufacturers.
Yes.
So really, they're just giving your money to them, just with an extra step.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's that neoliberal public and private partnership. Yes.
Things that are public and give them to the private.
Yes. All right. I'm doing a story arc with my new lady friend, Ghost Whittle, also known as Ghost Widow. So what else? There's just it makes me it actually really does remind me of like looking up the grappling rules in like Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
It's like, except for like me and Jess's life goes, they like, instead of bringing, you know, a pretend, you know, game to a halt. Where the fuck is this? Speaking of bringing a conversation to a halt. Oh, where in the absolute shit is this?
Huh?
Where's the mission marker? Rescue
I've got this submarine out here. I'm gonna see what happens.
Am I just not seeing the tiny red numbers?
Maybe.
There it is. Oh dear God, tiny red numbers. But like, you know, every so often we have these conversations about like, is this thing that the Department of Education like put out, like the new patch notes, you know, comes out, and we're like, is this going to apply to us? Is this going to help us? Is this going to make the number go down? Yeah. And because like the headlines and the articles basically just say the same thing. Like
the same thing every time.
Like this is going to help X number of people. It's going to do this. It's some form of relief, and surely the Republicans are going to challenge this.
Yeah.
Like it's like that's all you need to know. And like my take is the Department of Education, particularly under Betsy DeVos, was not doing anything like at all. And that is like a horror show in itself. And that basically makes me think like anything that happens until like my account gets zeroed out, I don't believe it.
Yeah.
So that's like, you know, part of it. Like I just don't believe that anything is going to happen, because I know that if it is completely up to the whims of these people, the people who have the power to actually do something, because it's completely up to the whim of the Supreme Court to block this because of reasons, that, or if it gets zeroed out, it doesn't matter. It's like the servicers are completely a made-up private public partnership purely to just like service these loans. Like they're middlemen that just fuck up, and people complain about it on like Reddit. Like my interest, like me and Jess's, like our student loans are not supposed to be going up at all, but they are. I'd like to notify the authorities. Is that a crime? I think it is.
I feel like it should be.
It should be. I'd like to notify that financial crimes are going on, and other people on Reddit are like, you know, hey, my interest keeps going up, but I'm on the safe plan. Jargon. I'm sorry, I don't really understand it either. So the interest is not supposed to be going up. But in order to like update everybody's accounts and, you know, keep this up to date, they're going to have to hire more people. And I'm sorry, we're doing AI now.
Yeah. Now an algorithm can decide.
Thank you for the information, Squid. I thought it was the silent but Bedley. But like, yeah, it's just all of this fucking BS, and the rules are all made up and the points don't mean anything.
Yeah, it all just seems arbitrary and capricious.
So, does that mean I'm an anarchist now?
That's what they call radicalization.
Well, that I totally get. Yeah. It's like I want my government to do things. Like, I don't want to like abolish the government. Like, I'm not so much of a communist that I want like little communes voting on, I don't know, at the local level. Like, I'm not really at the, like, we need to do everything at the local level, because I feel like that's just the good version of libertarianism, or at least
it definitely can be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that sounds like hell.
Yeah, because it can have its own attendant problems when you get that kind of atomization.
Yeah, I don't want to be in meetings about everything. I already have enough meetings with, like, you know, all the things with the schools and so forth, or fucking trying to get my daughter's ADHD medication, because fuck. There's got to be a better way. Oh god, that's a separate rant. Oh god, trying to get the thing that helps my daughter, you know, learn. So what are you looking at, Mitch? You're part of the problem. You caused most of this. And like, oh god, I'm just gonna have like random stories come out of my mouth. And Jess gave me permission to tell this one.
Yeah.
She was talking.
Stream of consciousness.
Yeah. I was like, you know, can I tell this like on stream? Because she won't be comfortable telling it, but she's apparently comfortable with like me telling it.
Okay.
Like, both of her parents are definitely to the right of us. Like, definitely. Like, I think, like, her mom is a Republican, but her dad is a Democrat that just keeps voting Republican, which exists.
Yeah, I don't know that it's specifically a Kentucky phenomenon, but I think it does manifest in Kentucky.
Like my grandmother was that. Like she was like anytime that I talked to her about politics, it was very much like, well, I'm a registered Democrat, and I think I was like, and how many times have you voted for Republicans? Like if you're a Democrat, you're doing it wrong. Like
Yeah, like
so,
these people that consider themselves ancestral Democrats.
which can be problematic, particularly where we're at.
Well, yeah, because usually it does mean Southern Democrat,
Yes,
which, most of those people became Republicans
yes,
and changed their party identity along with it. But you get that weird phenomenon of, nope, still a registered Democrat. Because we've always been registered Democrats, but you never vote Democrat. So
yeah.
yeah.
So
Again,
that
I don't think it's specific to Kentucky, but I do seem to see it a lot in Kentucky.
okay, all right. So like Jess is really afraid to talk politics with people, and I don't know if I'm more confrontational or just willing to listen to somebody that I don't agree with, or this kind of weird thing where if someone's in my house or in my stream or watching a video from me, I kind of feel obligated to like defend my beliefs. Like it's one of those things like, or at least like, I feel like I should at least try to communicate them. Like I'm not trying to like it's a weird phenomenon. I was talking about it to Beth, and she like she has some family that she greatly disagrees with, and she's like, her somebody in her family says a thing, and she's like, I'm tired of listening to shit, but I don't want to fight, but I feel like that something like my side needs to be defended, or like that kind of thing. But yeah. So like I don't know what that feeling is. Like I really don't know. Like I'm sure it's like some sort of like ego defense, or you talk shit about my comic books, I'm offended. Whatever. I know it's tied up in my sense of self.
Yeah.
But I think it's normal or whatever. As long as you don't take it too far, whatever.
Sure.
But so that is not Jess. So basically, like her dad brought up like the student loan cancellation. I'm gonna have to turn this thing off, because otherwise this guy with a bucket over his head won't see the way out. Maybe you should take that bucket off.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Rescue missions are not the best. They're not sending their best, the best to be rescued. But like I was actually proud of Jessica's when her dad brought up, they're canceling all these billions of student loans, and the way she described it, it made me think that he was going on like the how dare they spend all this money, which is a common kind of complaint. And it is a bit of that kind of, I don't know, middle of the road, we're spending too much money, or at least it's like a trap that people fall into, the national debt. My God, have we considered the trillions we have, spent, whatever.
That we owe to ourselves.
Yeah. Like student loans. And like he was kind of doing that. And she basically like jumped on, that fucker, Mitch McConnell, put too many people on the Supreme Court. And now, me and my husband aren't getting 40 grand in student debt cancellation. And I think that way of framing kind of shut him up, or at least like took him off the attack.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, because I wasn't there. They were talking on the phone. So it's just, it's one of those things. Because it's like if a random person was like, hey, I won the lottery, I'd be like, hey, good for you.
Yeah.
And
like whoever in Oregon won the $1 billion Powerball.
That doesn't hurt me at all.
Yeah.
The fact that the lottery exists at all, that kind of hurts me.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm unconvinced that it does the things that it claims it's supposed to do, but that's something else.
It's the game's showification of getting things done.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like outsourcing. All right. I guess people would buy fewer lottery tickets if shit wasn't fucked.
Almost certainly. Yeah.
All right, we're going to Nerva. We're gonna steal some spell components. I want some. I'm trying to think of some spell components from D&D. I need some level 1 cantrips.
No, I think like some bat guano. I think
bat guano. Yes, for
guano.
For Fireball. I think that was for Fireball. I'm not
I think for Fireball. Yeah.
Yeah. The only reason I remember them from DDO, because I always had to go buy more.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, you had to fucking buy them in DDO.
It's wild, because that's one of the first things I'm always like, I don't want to deal with that. I'm running a game. I'm like,
They work. Your spells work.
I don't want to fuck around with it. Your spells just work. It's fine.
You don't have to tell your wizard to go take a piss.
Yeah. Is it a big advantage for spellcasters? Yeah, I'm fine with it.
There's a big disadvantage for them taking an arrow and dying at first level.
Sure.
Okay. I'm picturing I don't know, role playing regular professions like accountant, and it's like, oh, you gotta I don't know, pay for pencils and electricity for your computer or something like that. It's like, no, it just works. You just do it.
Yeah.
Did you update, your Windows whatever office today?
You gotta pay your internet bill.
Yes. So the moral of the story is, if somebody has their student loans canceled, just go, I'm glad that this happened for you. And if somebody's complaining about their student loans, I don't know, don't be a dick.
Yeah, there's really no point in it.
I'm going to start my life of crime. Oh, God.
Here they come.
I am held. Did I get... I think I got a lot of that. Alright, my incarnate powers are working out, I think, fairly nice. I'm just going to keep hitting buttons and just summoning shit.
Yeah, why not?
There we go. I'm just gonna push all the buttons. So, oh God, what else am I complaining about? Oh God. I think about a month ago, or I'll tell I can't go, like, God, I cannot go to the Chinese buffet without running into somebody who's just armed at the Chinese buffet. I can't do it.
And okay,
And
just in town, just
yeah, and I bring this up because I have never left my house and thought, I have my keys, I have my wallet, I have my cell phone, oh, I have my handgun, I'm ready to go. Like, I've not.
Like,
Like,
because you don't live in a war zone.
what are you talking about? This is Joe Biden's America.
Yeah.
Like, I've never thought, oh, I need to be armed while I'm getting my pork fried rice at the Chinese buffet. And
Yeah, that in fact is how most people have lived throughout most of recorded history.
yeah, and I do bring this story up, because I think that, what is it? Like, homelessness is something that gets thrown around in the crime narrative.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had it described, like, people that I listen to online, that like, being unhoused, that's disorder, that's not crime.
Yeah.
And I think that I see people who are armed and openly carrying. You know, I can't complain about people that are armed, and you know, I can't tell if they're armed or not. I like, to me, I have that kind of feeling when I assume, like, your white suburban mom sees, I don't know, an unhoused person, or I don't know, person of color. I don't know, like, that kind of, like,
both. Yeah.
like yeah. I don't know, a feeling of discomfort, a feeling of things are unsafe, things are not as they should be. Like, that's kind of how I take that.
Yeah.
In the particular instance, okay, so this has been about over a month ago, so for whatever reason, our whole family went to the Chinese buffet. It's kind of an ordeal, because I really like going to the Chinese buffet, and I try to go there for mental health. Like, I try to get out of the house by myself, eat, read the news, get away.
Yeah.
Daddy needs to get out of the house, away from his kids every now and then. And
yeah, makes sense.
It's a level of comfort food. But this particular, and like, Jess likes Chinese food, but she, like, doesn't like their rice or something like that. I don't know. Like, also, if all four of us go out to eat, that is fucking hellaciously expensive to go to the buffet. The little one would rather go to Panera Bread. Like, that's her favorite first place to go. She wants to go to Panera Bread or Chili's, or we've got her going to, like, she likes the Waffle House now. Like, for whatever reason, like, she's discovered waffles, and she's like, this is great.
Okay.
But my oldest daughter, like, she really likes the Chinese buffet. Like, she is, like, every now and then, like, we'll go, just me and her, and she really likes it. But on this particular, Shady Rogues family outing, like, we were all there. And let me see if I get the series of events right. So we're there, and it's kind of it's supper time, so it's like bigger occupancy, like, they're jumping.
Yeah.
And I think we have separated. I'm going to go find you.
No. Yeah, I went. I guess there's nothing.
Is there? Well, honestly, this place is very confusing. There might be something.
Yeah, I was just, like, double checking.
Okay. Well,
There doesn't seem to be anywhere to go.
unless you hear a wah-wah or see glowy.
Uh,
Because we're just here
there was one.
for bat
Right.
guano and obsidian dust.
Yeah, I don't. I don't see shit.
Okay. I'm going to go down this way. So there is this dude. And I'm going to blow these people up. So there's this dude, and he's grumpy. He's there with his wife. He is 60 plus. So, old enough to be like, our dad, so to speak.
Yeah.
Just to get, got a ponytail, got a hat, looks kind of biker-ish. Like, I think he's got like a leather, biker vest on or something like that. And, like, I can tell, he's like he's like 3 booths away from us, and I'm facing him, so I get to, if I look up, I'm seeing the struggle, and the struggle is real for this guy. And he just seems kind of agitated. Like, he gets up and he's saying something to his wife or partner or whatever, and like he leaves the buffet. He leaves, and I'm like, what's going on? Because this looks unusual. Because normally people come in, they sit down, and then they go to the food trough, and then start putting slop on their plate. And then there's an order to this. So for whatever reason, he leaves, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe he's forgotten something, or blah blah blah, whatever. But he's agitated, and I'm like, okay, maybe he's fighting with his wife. Sometimes that happens, and people don't stream it. They just do it out in public, like normal people.
The old-fashioned way.
Yeah. The old-fashioned way of doing things. But then he's like, it seems like he's complaining because there's not something on the buffet. I don't know if it was like crab cakes or crab legs or something like that. Okay. And like one of the, like one of the people who were bringing the food out to the buffet area, he dumped something. And then the upset dude, is like, we need more crab cakes or something like that. And I don't know if it was like they only do crab cakes or crab legs on the weekend or something, but he's agitated by this. And at this point in time, after I've walked by the guy, I was like, oh, this guy has a handgun. And so he's agitated and he's armed. And he's basically fussing periodically at the help. And, I'm trying to, tell this story, as entertaining and as brief as possible. But am I the asshole for bringing this up? Because the last time I did this on the internet, I found out I was the asshole. When it comes to guns. So
a grown man at the Chinese buffet having a minor meltdown.
Yeah, because
over whatever
over crab rangoon. You have to fry my crab legs from my cold dead hands. Yes.
I also had his gun with him.
Yeah, and it's basically
the normal thing you take out to eat.
Yeah, and then at one point in time, he had he fussed at the help. He fussed at one of the cooks, and then he fussed at the buffet mistress, the boss lady, and then he left again. So he left again, and there was this group of young people in a table, and by this point in time, I'm not the only person like watching this shit show. And where the fuck did you go?
I went off to the left.
Did you go through a portal?
No, I just
Okay.
went around.
Is there anything over there?
There's a passageway.
Okay, I'm coming.
Can't promise there's anything over here, but
Goddamn you wizards.
oh, there's 2 portals.
Uh-oh.
A chest.
Is there anything in the chest? Is it a mimic?
It's better be a +5 sword. I guess it was an ingredient.
Okay. But like, so, you know, at this point in time, social cues are telling me that other people are finding this weird or potentially hazardous, you know, out of the ordinary or whatever.
Yeah.
And basically I text Jess because what was the skill in D&D where, what was it, like innuendo?
Oh, like
Or
there was like sense motive
okay.
in D&D, or they may have been called something else at some point.
Okay, there was something like that you could like subtly try to get a point across to somebody, like a teammate or, you know, the other, or like sent, like, am I getting that right or am I thinking something else? Or was that like alternity?
It might have been an alternity, because was there an actual innuendo skill? There might have been.
I think there was
we could have just used intuition for that. I don't remember.
Okay, all right. I am in the weeds.
It might have actually been.
But
anyway.
the way I get around that role with Jess, because our brains just are different. Like we do not think the same. So what I do is I text her when she's 2 feet away from me and go, you know, you know, there's a grumpy armed person like right behind us because I don't want to scare my kids.
Well, yeah,
and I'm like, we need to wrap this up, like, because it's like, you know, is this guy going out to his car to get his bigger gun?
I mean, I guess you don't know.
Yeah, I don't fucking know.
He's so upset about the crab situation.
Yes. Because, you know,
you don't know, because, yeah,
I don't know, because all I get are headlines where, you know, somebody gets angry at the dentist office and then one person is dead and someone else is in critical condition, because that's all I get from the news.
And the guy who pulled his gun on the guy at Burger King because he was trying to give him a discount.
What?
Yeah, he ordered something and it came up at a lower price, and the guy got really agitated, and the person at Burger King is trying to explain, no, I just rang it up differently so it's cheaper for you. And the guy ended up pulling a gun over it. Like,
oh God,
I don't know, it's crazy.
What state was that?
I don't remember.
Okay. Other than the state of insanity.
Pretty recent. Well, yeah, the state of insanity we all live in.
Yes. So
pretty recent.
So okay. So at this point in time, like, you know, we're pretty much done, and I ended up because my oldest daughter, like, she's a slow eater, and I finally had to tell her. I looked at her. I was like, you know, that guy causing the stir. I was like, he's armed. Like, and she's like, oh, like, and it's like this, because
he's not acting like a normal person.
Yeah, and I told her when we got back in the car. When we got back in the car, I told her, like, that's why I was saying, hey, we may need to go. Also, I'm going to use a portal and we can get out of here quicker.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, yeah.
Like, my thing is, there's this whole narrative about whatever. You can talk about the good guy with a gun. I mean, I think it's pretty well laughed at territory at this point. But it's like, what reason do I have to trust any rando that I see in public who's armed?
Yeah.
Because You know what it requires to buy a gun in this state? Fucking nothing.
Money. That's it.
Just money. You have to do the federal background check. If it weren't for that, there would be no requirement. You could walk in, swipe your credit card, walk out with a gun, right? Anybody can do that. So it's not like there's some kind of inherent trustworthiness that comes from owning a gun, because again, anybody can.
And anybody does.
And anybody does. Like, yeah, it's enormously easy.
Yeah.
There's no state background check. There's nothing. You just have to do the federal. And like I said, if the federal didn't exist, there would be no requirement at all in this state. You can walk right into Academy or whatever, say, I want that Glock. Swipe your card, pay $500, walk out the door with it, and then go shoot whoever you want. Or not, because maybe you are a responsible, intelligent person who's really thought about buying a gun. Or maybe you're a maniac. Nobody knows. It's all random.
Yeah.
So I see someone out in public. I mean, I find it intrinsically suspect about somebody's mental state if they feel the need to have a visible firearm when they're going out doing just regular day-to-day shit. Like a great example, eating at the Chinese buffet, right? That you're like, I cannot go there unless I have my firearm with me. And I'm like, I think inherently that's like, what's wrong with your brain? Because whatever that is makes me think you probably shouldn't have a gun.
Yeah. I have not encountered normal people. I have way too many stories about going out to eat and someone's armed and it makes me nervous. Like the guy at the tattoo shop who didn't wear the right pants and he like cut his pant leg off and oh god. And there was a dude at the Waffle House. Oh my god, that fucking terrified me. We had just moved and we were in our fresh current location, hey man, if the triads show up and shake down the restaurant owner, have you not seen the documentary Big Trouble in Little China?
Yeah. Thinking you go out to eat the Chinese buffet and then it just turns into a John Woo movie.
There's a beholder there that needs to be stabbed.
You're flipping the table over, doves are flying out.
All right, come to this mission.
Oh shit! Okay.
You lost in the sauce, but like we were at a Waffle House, and there was somebody openly carrying, and I didn't know that they were carrying until I heard a snap, and to come find out that, because I told this story to Jason and he knows more about guns than I do, and he was like, you heard the snap of like the holster, like there's supposedly like a snapping sound. That means that he pulled out his gun a little bit. He was fiddling with his fucking handgun while he was paying at the Steak and Shake.
Again, a totally normal thing to do.
It was a completely normal thing. And I'm like, am I witnessing the minutes before a crime?
That's the fun part. You never know.
You don't know. And both Jess and our oldest were like looking the other way. I had a view at what was going on, like, and we didn't have our second child at that point in time. This has been like 8 years ago. And I'm like, what is this person doing? Why is it, like, if I was going to tell the police, like, your honor, or your, like, your officerness, like, this guy was fiddling or playing with his handgun, like he had his hand on the gun and he was like fidgeting, and like
That's what you want to do with a gun.
That's exactly what you want to do.
Just
you
kind
want
of fiddle it, just sort of play with it.
Yeah, like treat it like a pencil. Put the the tip in your
Wiggle it
mouth. Like
around.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's exactly what you want to do. Also, you want your zombies to attack that person and not just stand there. But like, and then after that was over, like, and he left. Also, he did look like a prime example of the master race. He did.
Oh, of course.
All of these people are always like alpha chads.
Did you have the wraparound sunglasses?
No.
You have a beard.
I can't remember his beard. But like, so after he leaves, I asked the waitress, I was like, there was a dude who was armed playing with his gun like over there. And she was like, do you want to talk to the manager? And I was like, yeah. The manager comes out and I described the situation to him and he was like, there's nothing I can do. That guy comes in here sometime. He works at like a local mechanic shop. There's nothing we can do. Like, because he looked at the security footage and he was like, yeah, I know that guy.
Yeah.
And I basically was like, well, I don't really want to come back in here. And he was like, he just shrugged. And it's like, I'm the asshole for bringing this. Internet, whoever is listening to this. And I really do want to hear from the good guys with guns. Like, am I the asshole in this? Like, really? Because I want to know. And I feel like you good people with guns, I feel like, you ought to know what it's like to be me. Because you motherfuckers have won. There is nothing that I can do other than scream into the void. You fuckers won. And I'm not even talking about all the other horrible things related to like guns in this particular country. I'm not even talking about mass shooters. I'm just talking about people walking around with a gun like to go get their mail.
Effectively as a fashion accessory.
Yes.
Because that's what it is. They're using it as a fashion accessory. And then as a tribal signifier. Almost. Not as as a deadly weapon.
Yeah, it's not even a tool, it's a toy.
Yeah, it's basically a toy.
And it's like, I've got my, X-Men shirt on. Like, I have my gun. This is, I like guns. I like Batman.
Because they went to the gun store and they bought a Glock 19 just like everybody else, Glock is best gun.
Oh God! And their AR shoot. You
go buy your overbuilt AR. That it's kind of like a motorcycle. Like you take it out every now and then and drive it around in circles, and then it goes back in the garage.
So you openly carry it and walk around the block a little bit to protest the people who were, I don't know, protesting gun violence or something. Yeah. Just to
show how tough you are.
Yeah. Because I see
guys.
Because honestly, I feel like, someone who is openly carrying, that is basically, you're walking into a situation with a chip on your shoulder. Like, don't mess with me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's more of like a signifier than anything.
It's a handshake. It's a, it's how you throw that out there. Let's.
And with a side of triggering the libs.
Yeah.
So it's not even really like a statement of conviction or purpose, really.
And it's like, if you're like, then like, I know it's not illegal, but I feel like it's a crime. That's fucking intimidation.
Yeah, it's not like you're walking around like, I don't know. Hello, citizens. I am an armed individual. I can protect you in case of a crime.
Are there any white women to be protected here?
You know, it's basically just, yeah. Look, I have a gun. It's like, okay, buddy. Not
Awesome.
hard to do.
Protect the crab rangoon. The triads are loose.
Yeah.
Protect the crab rangoon from the people eating it? No.
No, just my right to have crab rangoon.
And it's like, if I walked into the Chinese buffet with the sword your character has on their back, on my back, I think the authorities would be notified.
I'd like to try it sometime. Just walk around with a battle axe or something.
Or like, I don't know, like a baseball bat wrapped in barbed wire. Like,
weirdly enough, that could possibly actually be illegal. Because I think God, are collapsible batons illegal here? They might be. Like brass knuckles, I think.
Okay.
Are still illegal. So like, yeah, you couldn't walk around with your brass knuckles on.
Okay.
But you can have your Glock,
which has very finite range. But
yeah.
Okay, yeah, everything makes sense. None of this is just made up just because.
Yeah.
There's all very good legal rationale behind all of this. It doesn't have to do with anything.
Yeah.
This is all natural law here, like gravity.
Yeah.
All right, Grandpa's going to hack the mainframe.
Hack the planet.
Oh, God. I got mayonnaise as illusion. Malaise.
Mayonnaise.
Like, for whatever reason, every time I see malaise, it just makes me think mayonnaise. Oh, fuck.
It's like Jimmy Carter said, great mayonnaise.
I don't get it.
Oh gosh, yeah, when Jimmy Carter talked about the state of America being like a state of malaise.
Oh.
And people jumped all over him for that because he was
using
his fancy $10 words. Malaise sounds French. Yeah, they gave him shit for that.
Is Jimmy Carter still alive? Yeah.
Yes.
He's
barely, but yes.
Yes, he's been dying for a while.
Yeah, he's not long for this earth. Just due to him being extremely old.
He does have the best healthcare in the world, though.
True.
All right, we're going to St. Marshall. I'm gonna use the portal here. It should be
fancy table.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my fancy portal.
You get up here and twerk on this table. See what they think about that.
All right.
What do you think about that black scorpion?
Like in every single one of these situations, I'm like, if I complain to that person, if I was like, hey, why do you have this gun? Like, everybody would be like, why are you agitating that person with a gun? Like, don't do that. You're going to make him shoot us.
Yeah. You should preemptively shoot him.
I mean, that's what I've learned from the NRA. I can't tell if he's a good guy or not.
Just be like, I don't know that guy.
I mean, the one guy I was talking about, he didn't have any teeth. Well, I'm sorry. He had a greatly reduced number of teeth.
That's suspicious.
I mean, it's like, come on. You're feeding into a stereotype.
I mean, I don't really trust people to drive.
Oh, dear God. Yeah.
I've seen the way they drive.
Yeah, and you have to have,
every day.
Yeah, and you have to have a license. You have to have Insurance, that car has to be registered with the state, and its primary function is not running motherfuckers over.
Could go to prison for not using your turn signal, though. Mandatory time.
Yeah.
Mandatory breaking rocks.
Can you go round them up and then I'll explode real good?
Oh, yeah.
Don't die, though.
I'll just face tank these guys.
Uh-oh. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'll be alright.
Alright.
Come on, you idiots.
I think that worked. Somebody's unaffected, though.
Oh, she's unaffected.
Okay.
Who does she think she is?
I don't know. She's very fancy.
Illusionist. Get out of here.
Lady Frumpy Butt. Well, who did this? There's like somebody welding?
Yeah, what's up with that?
I don't know. Anyway, that's neither here nor there.
I don't know. Gonna be unaffected, huh? There we go.
Unaffected by your discussion. All right, I guess I've exercised all my demons.
All right.
I guess. I don't know. Periodically, I'm just going to bitch about things.
I mean, internet's still good for that.
Okay.
Until you can get AI to do it for you, I guess.
So am I the asshole? Like, so I don't know. Like, what's your take on guns?
I'm actually not strictly anti-gun. I do come at it from a pretty unusual sort of place because I'm not like a Second Amendment person.
Okay.
Because I think the Second Amendment was written for a very specific purpose. And yeah, and it was mostly about maintaining arms to keep your slaves in line.
What?
Yeah. Oh, I don't really think of it as a terrifically legitimate. And that's, I guess from just a flagrantly leftist kind of perspective. And I do share the concern that gun legislation could be used, as it has been used, to disarm marginalized people.
Yes. Yeah.
And you kind of hear shades of that when Republicans talk about, oh, we need regulations about being mentally ill and owning a gun. It's like, well, okay, how do you define mentally ill? And it's like, well, however they want, right? Can they define being transgender as a mental illness?
Okay.
Which they like to do, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, now you're trans, now you can't own a gun.
Okay.
Right? And it's kind of that. There's the old pro-gun canard that the Nazis disarmed people, and it's like, yeah, they disarmed certain people.
Yeah.
They actually expanded gun ownership for quote-unquote ethnic Germans. They made it easier to own a gun if you were the right kind of person. So yeah, and that's all, I guess that's all philosophical, I guess, because at the same time, I mean, there is just something deeply pathological and deranged about the way we deal with guns in this country. Yeah, but again, I don't know what the solution is, because I had that moment, and I really think it was around Sandy Hook, or very close to, where I was just kind of like, well, this debate is over. I'm like, the gun control debate is over.
Yeah.
Because if the mass murder of children doesn't change anybody's minds and doesn't lead to any kind of action, nothing is going to.
Yeah, there's one of Jess's friends that she went to high school with. This person's dad got into an altercation online, and basically he basically said, "Can you all shut the fuck up? You've won." Because there is this mentality of, why are you, like, that someone complaining online or using their First Amendment right in some capacity, you know, and how, like, you know, I like the first one, you like the second one, but like being threatened that not all people like the second one more than the first, like, and like realizing that nothing is ever going to be done, like that you can have that you can have Sandy Hook happen and nothing change, nothing. And you can have something like that happen in like New Zealand or Australia.
Which is what happened.
Yeah.
They had a shocking gun massacre and they were over it.
Yeah. Or bring up that like specific forms of gun violence are basically unheard of elsewhere.
Yeah.
And just say, you know, my rights. Yeah. You know, my lumps.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's nothing left to do. There's not, you know, I scream yet I have no mouth.
Yeah. Because, one of the big problems is the Second Amendment, and in particular the way it's currently interpreted, which is that it does guarantee individuals the right to own guns. Because, that's in the Constitution, and to change that is like,
good luck.
Good luck. Yeah,
you have to have it, like, in order to change to change the Constitution, you have to have a civil war in this country. I'm sorry. Good luck with that.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
You buy the court, or you have a civil war. Like,
yeah. So I will say other countries don't have to deal with that.
Yeah.
On top of things. Which really just complicates the shit out of stuff. It's one of the reasons it's so intractable. Because, the current interpretation is that it's in there as a right, every bit as important as, your right to be able to criticize the government without going to prison.
I mean, that is a good one.
Yeah, it's pretty good. That's pretty, Like I said, I don't have a lot of respect for the Second Amendment, but first one's a pretty good one.
It's pretty good.
Again, unevenly applied.
Yes.
Like all the rights in this country, but yeah, it's a good idea. I'll give credit where credit's due.
And, I feel like the goalpost has shifted so much with people like openly carrying assault weapons or so forth, that we're like 20 years from anything whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like, and that was the point, that, you know, everybody can have these products wherever they want as long as they look a certain way.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm not a member of a marginalized group. I don't have to fear for my safety when I go out of the house. And, you know,
Yeah.
you know, if I were a trans woman or a woman, that maybe I would feel like I should have a gun in particular places, you know, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to fight. I'm not going to fault MLK for owning guns.
They did firebomb his house.
Yes. You know,
so it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not going to criticize, you know, the Black Panthers walking around being armed because the cops don't work for their communities. Like,
exercising their Second Amendment rights.
Yes. And being
in a way that they found deeply unsettling.
Yes.
So much so they made open carry illegal.
Yeah, I mean,
well, they can pass gun control when they want to.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Squid, me and Jess have gun talks quite a bit. This is why something like this kind of bubbles out every now and then. Yeah, I can only imagine if I was still in the gun or still in the school system. Like, I don't like having an armed cop in my child's school.
No, I think that's totally fucked. Yeah.
Like, and I know why he's there. He is there to make the school not be a soft target or whatever, you know, bullshit terminology.
Sure.
Yeah, he's there as a deterrent.
Even though he's under no obligation to actually do anything. But never mind.
Oh God,
he could just run out the door as soon as shooting starts.
Yes. There's No, he's one of the good ones. So yeah, because you know he's there and he is openly carrying because that's. But at the same time, like, I would rather him openly carrying in society. Like, I would rather him do that because I can get behind that more because, you know, cops are supposed to be armed. Like, I realize I'm indoctrinated into thinking that. I realize that my relationship is better, I guess. Sort of.
Yeah, it's kind of.
I've got criminals in my family, so I'll tell those stories later. So I actually don't really have a great like. I've got one particular horror story with some cops from a long time ago that I don't know. Maybe one of these days I might tell that because you only get one shot to tell that story in a microphone. So I'm saving that for later.
There you go.
So yeah, that I want to have on record, in case, you know, I ever have a stroke and can't tell that to the girls. But anyway, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Who, me?
Yeah, I thought you were getting ready to say something.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
Okay.
If I did, I forgot about it.
Okay, no worries.
It's creeping senility. That's fine.
Yeah, that's why I got to tell those stories while I can.
Yeah.
All right, we got to go to fight Numa Numa. God damn it.
The Numa Numa guy.
Yeah, all right. Are you in here? Yeah.
Where
no.
is it? Do I need to be in the building? Okay.
You don't need to be. I can come down to you, and then I can put a portal
I'll
up,
come
and
in.
we can just go there.
I went in.
Okay. I'll meet you in the lobby. There we go.
I'm standing in line. For whatever this line is for.
But, like, okay, let's say for the sake of argument that in this country, if you're armed, that's fine. But, like, let's say, completely hypothetically, you're somewhere else in the part of the, you're somewhere else in a part of the world where, I don't know, an active war zone is going on, and you're, I don't know, potentially, delivering sustenance to people as part of the food aid, and then that you get blown the fuck up, and the excuse is somebody near them was armed.
Yeah.
Like, this is completely hypothetical. I'm talking about, Babylon 5 right now.
Not a real thing that would ever happen.
Yeah, it would be fucking monstrous.
That would be crazy.
That would be completely monstrous, and everybody should shun those motherfuckers. Like, instantly. Like, but, this is completely hypothetical.
Yeah. Definitely not send them more bombs.
Oh, God. But actually, I did think, like, I've been thinking about Babylon 5 with regards to, like, the UN a lot recently. Do you remember, like, in the last season where they try to form the intergalactic UN?
Yeah.
And one...
It's like the White Star Fleet and all that.
Yes, because that was basically like their space police force that they had. Yeah, but the like one of the members of the League of Unaligned Worlds was doing a war crime, and it was like that first test of we got to do something.
Yeah, or else the whole thing has no.
Yeah. So because it made like the bigger civilizations had to do something, and yeah, turns out getting people to work together and follow the rules is really hard. So intergalactic space crime is hard, just like international laws and rules on Earth is difficult. I get that. J. Michael Straczynski, I think, was trying to say something.
Might have been.
I think he was trying to say something.
I don't know. I think Babylon 5 was wholesome and apolitical. Possibly the most apolitical work of science fiction anyone has ever made.
Oh, God.
No politics at all.
Great maker.
Just people flying around in space doing stuff in space.
They're just doing space stuff.
Just space stuff.
Yeah.
There are space battles, and that's it.
Okay.
Smith definitely doesn't fall under a fascist government.
Oh, God.
No themes of colonialism or anything like that. Nothing. Yeah.
Oh, hi. Let me tell you about the good word. Blah.
The fart of doom.
Oh, God. I was... After watching New Dune Part 2, which you have not seen either of the New Dunes, have you?
I haven't. I should. But
I want your thoughts. I want your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious.
Yeah, me and like I've considered me and Jess doing a talk because I had thoughts about New Dune Part 2, but thinking about the connection between, like, particularly the original Dune movie and like Babylon 5 or just Dune in general, like the way the Centauri look is, like, I feel like very David Lynchian Dune.
Yeah, I would say that.
And
Yeah,
also something else that I thought of, like, was like Londo having visions of like his death. Like that's straight, like that's the weird visions from Dune.
Yeah.
And I never really thought of that before. Like, and it kind of makes me curious. I want to go like back and re-watch Babylon 5 because Jess has not seen. Like, we started it and we didn't get very far in it because, you know, hey, the first season's not the best.
It's a little rough. Yeah.
It's not the best.
Yeah. I mean,
It's not the best content. Yeah, it's fine. I've seen the face of Avalon.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm just gonna periodically quote Babylon 5. Although I don't know whether to laugh or cry. I think that is one of the best quotes.
Oh yeah.
That is, yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I use that on a daily basis.
There's a lot of good writing in that show.
Yes. Is it?
He's supposedly still kicking around his reboot.
Is it like a reboot or just a continuation?
I guess I don't know for sure, but I mean, from what I've heard, I think he was just looking to remake it.
Okay. I don't know how I feel about
trying
that,
to get
but
someone to give him money to do it. Yeah, I don't know.
Hey, if he wants to do it, you know,
yeah,
go for it. It would be, you know, it'll be additional Babylon 5. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
So. I'm going to come over here and explode. That guy got missed for some reason. Now I've just got like Londo Malari. I've got a head Londo Malari right now, just saying things.
Jakar.
Yes.
Jakar. Molari.
Yeah, that is. Oh God, I have no idea if those two actors hated each other or not. Like, but like, I really liked their characters together. Like, I would imagine that.
Oh yeah, it was a great dynamic.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard anything.
It was my understanding that there were some factions on the show, like when I've heard some stories that when the dude who played the doctor that passed away, that like everybody liked him, everybody showed up to that funeral.
Okay.
So, which made me think that like maybe sometimes people didn't show up to some of the other ones.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So.
What happened to Aunt B?
I don't know what happened.
Show.
I
don't know what the deal was, but she made some enemies on the set of the Andy Griffith Show. And when she died, there were people who didn't go to her funeral. I really have no idea what happened.
Okay, all right.
I don't know that anybody does, but it's kind of one of those. Yeah, like really, they didn't go to Aunt B's funeral. It's like, well,
Aunt B was blood. Aunt B was a B.
Apparently.
Oh, I find that funny. But anyway,
think there was even a thing where she tried to reach out to some people when she was kind of old and infirm to make some amends.
Oh.
But some people just weren't having any of it. So I don't know. She really pissed some people off.
Huh. Oh. Does it... Because, oh, God, the guy who played... Hold on a second. What's the matter? Oh, don't worry about it. Just turn it off. I left it... I apparently just left it on. But, the guy who played Gomer Pyle, like he... Didn't he turn out...
Neighbors.
Yeah, wouldn't he... He's gay, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Like that that's the first thing that popped in my mind. Like maybe he didn't show up to be. I have no idea. I have no idea who, like how many of these people are still with us.
Yeah, I don't know.
Other than, the little boy, Ron Howard.
Ron Howard, yes.
He's still kicking. I have no idea who is still, who hasn't gone beyond the rim, so to speak.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I don't think I have watched a full episode of Andy Griffith.
I don't know that I have either. I seem to be on constantly. When I was young, it was like in permanent syndication.
Oh God, I have to bring this up. My great grandmother loved the Andy Griffith Show, and this was Nanny's mom. I've mentioned Nanny on stream before. I didn't care for Nanny's mom. Like she was I don't have anything against her. She I would love to go back in time and ask her questions about things. Okay, I was watching Discovery Channel as a kid, and they were doing some sort of nature show about kangaroos and kangaroos caring for their young, and she turned the TV off and said this was dirty. I'm not
Okay.
Yes, so it's that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So she hated Married with Children, and they're going to take Married with Children off because it's such a dirty show, and the number one rated show is the Andy Griffith Show. It is the best show on television. You're going to die. You got to go. She's going to crack your skull wide open.
Oh.
So that's just... So every time the Andy Griffith Show comes up, that is what I think of my grandmother, my great grandmother, who...
It was peak television.
Yes. It's just...
Shit.
Yeah. It's just one of those things that that just completely... Oh, God. Although I can get behind I don't think Andy Griffith carried a gun, and I think his deputy only had one bullet in his side piece.
He kept one bullet in his shirt pocket.
Oh wow! I can get behind that.
Yeah, one bullet in his shirt pocket.
All right. Thorns. Attack some circle of thorns.
Let me go level up real quick.
Okay, I will fight some of these people then, if they are indeed people.
Let me know if they have skulls. Those are mine.
I think. Oh, I'm near the place, so I should be able to do some skull extracting without you. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
if you would, that'd be great.
I'll put them in a box.
Yeah, just put them in a box. You don't have to sort them or anything.
Oh, here's a bunch of them. Oh, I don't think these have skulls. They're just a bunch of ghosts. Actually, I'm going to come over here and just do this. There we go. Oh. Well, I feel pretty good about that. So this Blood Widow is just fist fighting this demon. Andy Griffith is the best show on television in 1991. It was the top rated show.
Been off the air for 3 decades. It's fine.
I just, like, and the thing is, like, when you're a little kid hearing stuff like that, you take it like that's the truth.
Yeah, you don't know any better.
Yeah, you don't know anything about ratings. You don't know anything about, like, that, I don't know, Married with Children lasted, like, I don't know, 10 years or whatever. And the way that lasts 10 years is that people watch it.
Yes. It was a big hit for Fox.
Yeah. Or, like, I don't know, The Simpsons being on for, like,
I don't even know how long now. It's
a million years.
It's been on most of my life.
It's been on since I was in 2nd grade, I think.
Yeah, it's been over 30 years for sure. Yeah, was it 1989 maybe?
It was something like it. Yeah, it was something like that. Yeah. So, yeah. You taking a knee? What are you protesting?
Everything.
Okay.
What do you got?
All right, I'm gonna call my lady friend. I gotta get a book.
The tome, eh?
All right. My fool ass is flying, yo. I feel like I'm going to get waylaid by children at any moment. All right. Do you need to go soon?
Yeah, maybe this should be my last one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's go take a look in that book.
Just like Jordy told us to.
You know, I forget about reading Rainbow for whatever reason.
Yeah, I'm periodically reminded of it.
I'm like, oh yeah. Just like, I don't know, like when the new reading Rainbow, I think they did like a. Did they ever make the reading Did they ever remake it or whatever? I think there was like didn't people
Good question.
Get money together to try to get LeVar Burton to do it or something like that, and it made LeVar Burton cry or something. I think tears were involved. I don't know. I could be making this up. It was very heartfelt. I don't know.
Sounds like something that could have happened.
Yes, in the good parts of the internet. It's the opposing side of goats.
Back when normal people used Twitter.
Before they let all the Nazis back in.
Explicitly let them all back in. And with much fanfare.
God, didn't you get kicked off Twitter?
Yeah, I got permanently suspended.
Do you mind me bringing this up, or does it bother you? Are you?
No, no, I'm pretty proud of it. I'm old school internet, so like getting banned from places is still kind of a badge of honor for me.
Do you mind to tell like I don't know, the broad strokes without like, I don't know, doxing yourself or something?
Yeah, it was something like, it was during that idiotic period when like Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg were talking about having a fight. And I don't know, I made some comment that was to the effect of, they're acting like we want to see them fight when really we just want to see them both get hit by a truck.
I mean,
permanently suspended.
Wow.
I was just speaking the truth like Jesus Christ would have done. Anyway, that's the unrestricted free speech zone.
I mean,
formerly known as Twitter.
That might not have been a life-threatening truck.
I mean, right. Didn't say they die from it, just they get hit by a truck.
Okay. And I mean...
And it wasn't a lie. I would pay to see that.
In a video game.
In a video game.
Oh.
In Second Life. God, does that still exist, Second Life?
I have no idea. All right, in 4 seconds, I will be able to explode again.
We'll wait for that.
Okay. If you can go, I don't know. Oh no, zombies! What you doing? Like, if somebody was like, I hope you get hit by a bus, like, I don't really consider that to be like a threat of physical violence or like impending doom.
Oh yeah.
Like, I'm not going to notify the police.
And I also, like, you can't threaten billionaires. Like it's impossible.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not possible.
I mean, what are you going to do? Buy a plane and with missiles and shoot their plane down? I mean, what?
Yeah, what am I going to do? Start an army? What am I going to do? All I can throw at them is mean words.
I mean, I think that's... I do feel like that is the thing they fear the most. Like, what other people actually think about them.
Oh, yeah. And they kind of hate being reminded that that they are not universally adored.
I think that's why...
I think we'd be better off without them.
Yeah, like, after the Queen died, like, Jeff Bezos was I don't know, tweeting a bunch of stuff about like doing kind of like crowd control or like cleanup on her, and like some, like, I feel like the commentary was like, because when a rich and powerful person die, like, they completely lose the ability to control the narrative surrounding themselves.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah, they fall entirely under the sway of public opinion.
they're you're not going to be able to leak puff pieces to the media anymore, or whatever. I guess unless you have a I don't know, some sort of like organization that continues that foolishness after you die, which I'm sure there is.
Well, sure.
I don't know, the Carnegie Foundation.
Yeah. But it's kind of like you're dead, you no longer exist.
Yeah.
It just doesn't really carry the same weight.
Oh no. Maybe that's why like Elon is trying to make AI Elon or whatever, so he can tweet forevermore.
So he can imagine that death won't claim him like it claims every other living thing in the physical universe.
Well, he is the richest person in the world. Like, obviously, the gods have favored him with emerald mines.
Right.
All right. Well, it is about that time. I want to thank the people who watched this shit show live and listened to us talk about the things and the stuff. I am being waylaid by a tiny gremlin. Hug. I'll be in there in just a minute. Yep. Where's the button? All right. Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thank you, YouTube. Future people do the things. Bye-bye.